What's up, D-Gens? Guys, it's gonna be a quick video. Sorry, I'm already not being able to talk. But I'll recap last week real quick. It was 3-4 for the week, so we lost just a little over a unit on that one. But that being said, it's actually seemingly a better approach. I've been kind of changing it, and if you guys have been following the videos, from 1 pick a week to 2 picks to overs, unders, sides, totals, halves, whatever. So finally kind of doing the shotgun attack of like, hey, let's do like lower unit sizes but more games. Had been working out, or did seem to at least have some better results last year or last week. Dang, I cannot talk. Anyways, so let's just kind of push through this with me. So for this week, similar approach. First game, right off the bat, is going to be the Giants -3. So Giants -3 against the Lions. One stat or nugget that I came across this week is that while this year has tended to go towards the underdogs and it's been kind of a year of the dog, the favorites, when favored by 3.5 to 2.5 points, so kind of like around that three, that key number, they are covering at about a 63% clip right now. So a little over 6 out of 10 times you're going to get a winner with that as far as covering the spread. And then 68% of the time they're just outright winning. So pretty good win rates with those particular teams. The Lions, I believe, had a lot of really just lucky things go their way. Balls bounced the right way. The Lions kind of killed themselves last week in that Lions win that they got. Also, the Lions have back-to-back wins. That has almost never happened. And Dan Campbell, their head coach, this is the first time he's had back-to-back wins since his very first starting position as a head coach. So all this stuff really points to some heavy regression for the Lions. But on the field, I don't think they have anybody to stop Saquon. The Lions are bottom 10 in run defense. They're probably not going to really be able to do a whole lot against Saquon. This game is in New York. It's expected to be cold, windy, possibly snowy, but mostly cold. And I don't think the Lions are going to react very well to that. I don't know how Jared Goff is going to necessarily react to that. But I do know that I give pretty much every nod to the Giants in this particular matchup. I do think that the Lions have a better offensive line, but that's about it. The Giants have the better defense. They have the better, really more aggressive defense and the better offensive weapons. So Giants -3 is my pick. Also going to have the Steelers and the Bengals under 20 for the first half. I actually got it under 20.5, but under 20 is my pick for right now. Now, I will tell you, the Bengals, when they're playing against a too-high defense, are 0-4. When they're playing against a team that doesn't run a lot of too-high defense, are 5-0. So the Bengals do struggle when they're playing against a too-high defense, especially when they can get some pressure on the quarterback with somebody like a TJ Watt. If you remember the first game of the season, Jamar Chase had a big showing. He had a big hand in that game. He's obviously not going to be back yet. So the Bengals are down some players. They're playing against a tough matchup, schematically that is, and they're playing in Pittsburgh. So I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game. The Bengals probably do struggle this particular week with stopping the run. They're not necessarily a great run defense usually, but with the Steelers, a team that is going to be willing to run the full game and keep you in like a 17-14 kind of game, I just expect this to be a very low-scoring game. Not a lot of fireworks here, a real defensive-minded approach, and the under for the first half is what I'm on. You can do the under for the full game. It's at 40, I believe, or 40.5. The thing is, you've already lost all the key numbers. You've lost 41, 43, 44. And really in the second half is when it can get a little dicey, because if it is like that, let's say 20-13 kind of game, you got to worry about somebody trying to make a last minute push, some giveaway points, whatever. So I'm sticking to the first half on that one. Another game that I like is the Eagles -6.5 at the Colts. I think the pendulum has swung way too far in the Colts direction. Yeah, they won last week. Jeff Saturday didn't really have a lot to do with that. He just kind of stepped in the door. But I think a lot of that was just surprise from pretty much everybody that Matt Ryan was a starting quarterback. They're not going to get that same surprise this week. They're not, sneaking up on the Eagles. The Eagles are also, after a loss, are really, really good. They actually tend to go over in their matchups after a loss. And I think with Jalen Hurts, it's something like 3-1 or 4-1 or something like that, that he's to the over after a loss. The Colts are not going to be able to hang if the Eagles do put up some points. That's just not the type of team that the Colts are. So that's the picks, guys. Like I said, short, sweet, to the point. I do like the Cowboys Vikings over 23.5 as well for the first half. Sorry, I almost forgot that one. The over was started at 47 for the full game. It's moved up to 48.5, but the first half total only moved from 23 to 23.5. So a much smaller line move there. I really, really do like that first half as well. Again, the full adjustment is a little bit too much for me, so I'm going to stay off the full game. But if you're looking at the line moves, it seems like they just did not adjust enough for that first half. And 24 is somewhat of a key number in the first half matchups. So over 23.5 for the Cowboys Vikings. So those are the 4 picks, guys. We're rolling with that for Sunday. Thank you again for paying attention. I promise to make a more in-depth video here as soon as I can. It's just been kind of a hectic, crazy schedule. Thanks again, guys. Good week, and good luck to everybody out there.